Here's your podcast script. The headline today: the must-know trends and stories from Milan Fashion Week, as reported by the New York Times fashion reporter Jacob Gallagher. Milan has been buzzing this past week with the men's fashion shows, and there's a lot to unpack, from a designer still fighting for the structured suit to Prada essentially asking, what if jeans, but make them weird? Let's start with Thom Browne. The American designer brought his runway show to Milan this season, and if you know Thom Browne, you know what you're getting: a fully canvassed, structured suit. While the rest of menswear has been softening its shoulders and loosening its silhouettes, Browne is doing none of that. 20 years into his business, he's still the last major men's designer clinging to that classic tailored look. He put it plainly himself: you come to Thom Browne for tailored, structured sportswear. Whether that stubbornness is a strength or a liability has been the subject of quiet chatter, especially given that the Zegna Group took a stake in his label back in 2018. Zegna, notably, moved its own show to Los Angeles this season, leaving a gap in the Milan calendar that Browne stepped right into. Now, to Prada, and this one is genuinely surprising. Miuccia Prada and Raf Simons came into this season wanting to strip everything back. Simons was candid about it: fashion, he said, sometimes just doesn't feel new, fresh, or young anymore. Their answer was to build an entire collection around one item: jeans. But not jeans as you know them. These were hyper-compressed 5-pocket trousers, cropped tight to the ankle, in black leather, burgundy leather, kermit green leather, translucent fabrics, and stark white. Not a single conventional blue denim in sight. Surrounding those jeans were cinched leather jackets, sweater vests in deco prints, and slouchy blazers. Simons called the collection a cleanser, a deliberate reset after a previous Prada men's collection that got lost in a heavy-handed concept involving factory rust stains on luxury shirts. This time, the focus was purely on the clothes themselves: fit, color, pattern, attitude. It's a polarizing look: tight, precise, maybe extreme, but it felt like a genuine attempt to move the conversation forward. Over at Dolce & Gabbana, the question was a simpler, more personal one: who exactly is this for? The collection leaned hard into Sicily, Majolica prints, chalk stripe suits with an 80s det, shirts with torso-exposing cutouts, macrame lace-up shoes. Domenico Dolce, who actually hails from the region, pushed back on the idea that this was trend-chasing. And to be fair, if anyone has earned the right to plant a flag in Sicily, it's Dolce & Gabbana. But it's also true that Sicily is having a cultural moment right now: the White Lotus, Dua Lipa's wedding, Jeff Bezos' honeymoon. The collection reads as a luxury starter kit for the kind of person who summers on the Italian coast. It may not speak to everyone, but it knows exactly who it's speaking to. And finally, Ralph Lauren brought back some ghosts. It's been 13 years since the brand shut down its preppy sublabel Rugby, and apparently that's just long enough for nostalgia to kick in. The latest polo collection, shown Friday evening in Milan, was full of rugby callbacks: trousers embroidered with pennants, frayed Oxford shirts, rowing blazers and regatta stripes, and a cardigan with rugby stitched right across the back, just in case you missed the reference. Cartoony skulls, Letterman marks, the whole preppy playbook. It looked, in the best possible way, like an Archie comic strip come to life. From the last holdout of the structured suit to jeans reimagined in leather and a rugby revival 13 years in the making, Milan gave us a season full of designers either doubling down on their identity or asking hard questions about what fashion is even for right now, and that's your dispatch from the runways.